In this video, we're going to talk about Cosmos libraries, where we can find a lot of 3D models, high quality and high detailed 3D models of people and pieces of furniture like chair and sofas, and also plants and trees and vehicles and lamps. So let's see how this Cosmos tool works. Now, first of all, we need to locate the tool, which is right here in the main toolbar. You can find it here, or you can go to VRAY and go to Chaos Cosmos. You need to have an account, of course, and you need to be logged in order to use the Chaos Cosmos browser. So let's also stretch a little bit the windows to see a little bit more clearly, and there you go. So it's always updating, so it's gonna update 3 assets every time, and then you can explore what are the latest objects and people. We can see here the main categories. So furniture, accessories, lighting, vegetation, vehicles, and people. And you can see also you can browse by space. You have objects for living room, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, office, restaurant, retail, urban, and country. So you really have a lot of categories here. And then these are the recently added. And let's go, for example, here in retail. So we have some people here that are doing shopping. We have some plants. So if we want to start to download something, let's see, I want to download this one here. So I'm gonna click on this little blue icon and it's gonna start to download. When the model will be ready to be inserted into the scene, this green icon is gonna appear. So I will click there and Cosmos is gonna disappear. And it's telling me here, choose a point to place the asset. So I can click and place the asset in the Rhino scene that I already have. So in my opinion, it's useful to use the 2D views here, which I have placed in this way. I can manage the views like this. So if I want a little bit more space. So top view is probably the best for this type of object, since this is an object that goes on the floor. So I just need to decide where to place it, maybe here. And then I will zoom there to see the object. And with the move tool, well, the select and move, I will get that object right there and I will try to move it up. Now, I don't know why it's showing this way, so let's try to render this out and see if everything is fine. There should be a simplified version here in the view. This is called a proxy object. Yeah, so the object is there. You can see the vase and the plant. So I'm gonna place this maybe a little bit further here. Okay, and also we can manage these objects by going into the VRAY asset editor. So you can find here all the objects that you have imported in the geometries section, in the geometries panel of the VRAY asset editor. And here we can expand and we can see all the details about the objects that I have imported. Now you can see this one here is the one that I have just imported. And right here you can manage the use of the material override, which is this kind of standard gray material that you can apply. And also the representation on, well, how you can represent that model inside the viewport. So if you use bounding box, this is gonna be even faster than for the viewport performance. So it's always like finding a balance between the quality of what you see here in the preview and the performance. You surely don't want this to slow down a lot. So this is why VRAY is automatically generating proxies for you. So let's select, for example, this other character. I can change here and make this high quality. So this means it's gonna show me all the details, but it's gonna be really, really heavy. So you can see here, I can see a lot of details for this person here, for this woman, and I can use medium, so I have less details, but it's gonna be then better for me. Or I can go low, and also I can go bounding box with this as well. Okay, so just figure out if everything is going fine in the viewport. If it starts to slow down, you can go here and manage your imported assets. Now also lamps are pretty interesting because in this case we can also change other parameters. So if I find my lamp in my list of objects that I have already imported, there it is, floor lamp. You can also change here the part concerning the lighting. So you can increase the intensity or decrease the intensity. And you can also change the color multiplier and the color itself. So if you click here, you can define a particular color, or you can also use the Kelvin, so the temperature. So the lower will be the temperature and the more it's gonna go into a yellowish area. The higher is the temperature, the more it's gonna be bluish. This is how actual lights work in reality. So when you go to the store, they're gonna have Kelvin degrees, and that's gonna define their color. So I'm going to go something warm like this. So you can manage lights and the intensity. Usually when you place them, they are at 1, and this is a little bit too dim. So just increase it, and you probably want to have some shadows in that area. You don't want them in plain sunlight, so you won't see them. So be careful. So you can see here, I've placed them kind of in a shadow situation, and this is the sunlight here, but you can also create night scenes just by dropping the sun below the horizon. You're gonna create a night scene, and then the lights are gonna be pretty visible. Now they usually tend to create a lot of noise, but we can solve that later on. We're gonna talk about how to get rid of the noise in the shadows and in the enlightened parts. Okay, so you can see that it's really simple to use this Cosmos browser. Now let's check some additional tools here. So you can search for something that you are looking for. So let's say that I want to look for a table, and well, these are also objects that goes on top of the table. So you can add a lot of details, for example, to your kitchen, continue to add all these little props and assets. Well, this is gonna increase the heaviness of your scene in terms of polygons. So every object here has an amount of polygons. So every object you're gonna add, you're gonna slow down everything and the viewport first and then the rendering. So be careful not to exaggerate with a lot of this. So if you want to have more information about a particular model, you can click and you can see here the colors and the tags and the additional info, which is going to be the size in megabyte, and also similar objects that you can select like chairs and tables. And also if you click here, you can see a little bit of the structure of the polygonal structure. So this is a pretty lightweight, not heavy object that we can definitely insert. So again, we'll place it there, and I think this is too big. So now be careful where you move it, where you scale it, and how you scale it and how you rotate it. So I'm gonna move it a little bit here on the floor. Now make sure you are not too high nor inside the floor. And then I'm gonna scale this up. Well, I can also rotate it with the rotation tools in Rhino and scale. In this case, I need to scale 3D. So I need to have a point to scale and click and scale it down. Maybe something like this. Oh, and I have another one there, so I'm gonna delete that. And then I will move it up again. So you can manage all these objects just like you do with every object in Rhino without any difference. Okay, let's go back to the Cosmo browser again. And let me show you something a little bit more complex, like vehicles, and you have a lot of cars here. So let's select this one for example. And you can see that these are gonna have a lot more polygons. So this can be defined also high poly. And also people and trees have a lot of polygons. So be careful in inserting those. So you also have HDRIs, which are useful for image-based lighting, but we're going to talk about this later on. You can still download already if you want these HDRIs. Now, if you go in the settings here, you can see that it's going to store everything into this download folder, which is this one here, but you can change it. You can customize the folder where you're going to have this downloaded and saved. And also we have other information here. So you can continue here to explore the various accessories that you can place here, decoration, tableware, and food. You have in the lighting part, you have all the lamps, you have wall lamps, you have ceiling lamps, you have floor lamps. So you can also request assets if you want. And again, you have a lot of vegetation, plants, trees. Now, an additional feature that is pretty useful is to show the downloaded only. So if I go here in the 3D models and select show downloaded only, it's going to show me only the assets that I have downloaded. So this is useful, for example, if you go around here and start clicking because you want to select a set of objects. So you start clicking around here, for example, here, and then here. So they're gonna take some time because they're pretty heavy, some of those. But in the meanwhile, you want to continue to explore. Now, when they're ready, you can see here, they're gonna appear at the bottom right. So you can place it directly, but then they're gonna disappear. So how do you get to those assets real quick? You don't want to go here and then find them inside all these assets. You can switch this on and you can find everything right here. So let's place also this tree. And maybe I want to place it right here. Okay, so some trees, they also have roots. So be careful how they are, there you go. So be careful how they are placed on the floor. Make sure that they are not too high, so the roots would be exposed. Okay, and then you have also some filters. You can filter by color. You can filter by space, like living room or bedroom or retail. You can filter indoor or outdoor, urban, country, and also by surface, like ceiling, floor, table, wall, like the lights that we saw. Also, we can see here the most popular. And again, just remember at some point to deactivate this option. Otherwise, it's gonna show you really few things. So you want to make sure to use these only when you want to check the models that you have downloaded. Otherwise, keep it off. And also, if you want to know, for example, only the lights that you have downloaded, select this category and then switch this on, and it's going to show you only the lights. So you can filter these using filters and using the categories here on the left. Now, one final thing about the Cosmos libraries and objects. Let's jump back to the VRAY vision. Okay, so this is gonna take a little bit longer to load, of course, because it has to go through all the new objects that we have imported. And there you go. Then we need to wait a little bit and they're gonna be rendered really fast and really nice. So of course, VRAY, it's a real-time render, so it's not gonna have the quality of a full render. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you here in the settings on the VRAY tool is that you can here choose if you want to enable high quality Cosmos assets or if you want to have the standard Cosmos assets. Now, if you turn this on, the models are going to look better, but also it's going to be heavier here to do a real-time render, and the FPS, the frame per seconds, are surely going to drop down. The more objects you're going to place, the more the FPS are going to drop down. And if you use all high quality Cosmos assets, it definitely is going to decrease the performance, but just you can read here all the information. So this is just to show you what quality Cosmos asset means. And usually they use lots, so level of details. So the more you get far from the um, object, then the more it's gonna be simplified, and this is called level of details or LOD, and it's also a technique used in video games to make them lighter, of course, and not heavy, again for performance purposes. So this will be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. So if you like it, please subscribe, or if you want to support us, please join the channel. Thanks for watching. If you want to, you can leave comments and suggestions, and see you in the next video.